Hi everyone, so welcome to today's video. Today we're talking about all of my summer must-have essentials for beauty and skincare. These are products that I use and rely on often during the summertime. Products that I know work, products that serve a huge purpose in my routine and for my overall skin health and hair, body, and some makeup favorites that I rely on the most during these more warmer months when I'm outdoors more often, when I'm taking weekend trips, taking our annual family vacation, which we always do in the summertime. And so by the time this video goes up, I probably would already have gone on my annual family trip, but I wanted to share with you guys some of my favorites. Some of these things I probably did bring with me on the trip. So I think I'm going to start off with the makeup because that is the bulk of what I have to show you. I love makeup. I buy tons of products all the time. Every single month, I'm buying new things that are on the market, replenishing things that I've used up, going back to old favorites. And these products are just absolutely incredible. So the number one thing that I would say is probably the most important thing, if you gather anything from this video, is the importance of SPF. That is across the board. Everybody should be using it. It doesn't matter how fair you are or how deep your complexion is. The sun is not good for your skin. It causes fine lines and wrinkles. It causes age spots, sunspots, premature aging. And I've been a sun worshiper my entire life. I honestly did not start wearing SPF until I was in my 30s, which is really sad. If I could go back and redo my 20s, I would be loading up on the SPF and laying off of the oils for tanning. I even did tanning beds when I was in my early 20s. I was 20, 21 in the tanning bed, and that is just absolutely terrible. So SPF is important. So there are different types of SPFs on the market. Some that are more thin, lightweight, some that are more dewy, hydrating, some that are sheer with no color, some that are tinted. The first SPF I'm going to show you is the Sun Touchable Wow Glow from e.l.f. This is the drugstore version that I have. This one particularly gives a nice glow, and it also doubles as a makeup primer, so it kind of takes care of two steps in one, but it is very glowy. And on the front it does say plus makeup primer across the front of the bottle. And this one comes in one shade called Sunbeam, and it gives a really pretty pearlescent finish. I do like this. It's their version of the Supergoop sunscreen, which I have used and enjoy, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful, and it gives the skin just this beautiful glow, and it just looks fresh. But not everybody wants a glow. The point here is that you can find some SPFs on the market that can double as a primer to kind of condense down your routine and making things quicker when you're getting ready to head out the doors to enjoy your day. But I also like one that is tinted. This is from Colorscience. These are the Flex ones. This is the one that I take with me every time I go on vacation, and I use this, and then I spot conceal where necessary, under the eyes or an eye brightener. Spot conceal if I have any sort of spots or breakouts for whatever reason. I tend to kind of back away from foundations when I'm on vacation because I'm trying to get ready as quickly as possible. So I do enjoy a tinted SPF. This one here is the Sunforgettable Total Protection Flex for fair skin. This is an SPF 50, and it's a mineral-based SPF. So I think that if you can find an SPF that works with your skin tone and gives you a tint to just even things out, I think you would really enjoy that. And I personally like this one because it does start off white, but there are some little color spheres, little pigment spheres in this product. So as you blend this in, it does become more of a skin tone. So you don't have that white cast, which is one of the reasons why many people probably don't love SPF, is because it's not very flattering. It leaves a white kind of gray cast on your skin, and nobody wants that. So a tinted one is the way to go if you do not like having a white cast. So those would be the two options that I have enjoyed. I also like the Supergoop. I will list some other ones that I like down below in case you're wanting some other recommendations. I don't want to get too deep into one category of product because I have a lot to talk about. The next thing is a good tinted serum. And I do like foundation. Like today, I did half a pump of my go-to foundation, which is the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation from Hourglass. I do love this foundation. It is like a filter in a bottle. I normally use about a pump, and that is sufficient. I think that beyond that pump, it tends to look more makeup-y. So today, I just did half a pump over SPF, and it's beautiful, and I love it. But I also really like the lightness and the thinness of a tinted serum. The one that I have in my collection is from Rose Inc. and this is the Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum. I have it in shade 20, which is kind of light, and I feel like I should probably go up a shade to match the tan that I've got going on the rest of my body. But this is the one that I use pretty much year-round whenever I want something thin and light. It is very watery, but it has those little spheres of pigment, just kind of similar to the SPF, that as you blend this in and massage this into the skin, it actually does look really pretty and it turns into a skin tone. They have many options and many colors to choose from, which I think is great, but I also like the fact that it has skincare benefits into this product because it is a serum-based product instead of it just being a foundation. Those would be like my base kind of foundation-y type of products. The next thing is a newer product on the market, but the concept is not new, and it's an eye brightener. I've been really enjoying this one from NARS. This is the Light Reflecting Eye Brightener in the shade Night Swan. I have it on today, and this is my only concealer today. I've used this probably 4 or 5 times. I've had it for some time in my collection. I have a section of all new stuff, and I haven't had a chance to play with it just because, you know, things have been kind of crazy with my life, and if you've watched my recent videos, you have an idea of what's going on, and I'm just kind of getting back into wearing makeup and just filming again. But I love a good brightener. This one in Night Swan is perfect for fair skin, and like I said, it's all I'm wearing today with some setting powder on top, and it is actually beautiful. I do like this because it's thin, it brightens, and it sort of covers. And if I'm using something thin like this, tinted serum, or I'm just using my tinted SPF as my foundation for the day, I don't want to put something so heavy, full coverage under the eyes because I just think it's not really well balanced. I don't know, maybe it's just a thing that I have. I mentioned setting powder wearing on top of the NARS, so I will show you the setting powder that I have. It's the Huda Beauty. I love this to set my under eye area. It makes everything look smooth, poreless, and it just diffuses everything. And it's absolutely beautiful. I like to use it with a sponge, a brush, or even one of those makeup puffs that you can find on Amazon. At the drugstore, Sephora sells a makeup puff as well that you could use and just kind of set everything. I have this powder over the NARS today, and it looks really nice, just fresh and light, and it doesn't look powdery or heavy. But I also like this because once I set my face, if I'm going out in the summertime, I will use a little bit of setting powder. It sort of locks everything into place, and it keeps things from slipping and sliding when you're outside sweating under the sun. Unfortunately, makeup tends to kind of break down faster in those types of conditions. So when I'm using something like the e.l.f. Whoa Glow that is so dewy, I want to tone that down just a little bit, and I can use a setting powder, and this one specifically is my favorite. So we're getting into some more like fun type of products that I really love. So let's start with the eyes. I love wearing eyeshadow, but I don't always like to wear a full eyeshadow look, using something in the crease, a transition shade, a highlighter, something on the lids, something, you know, smoky on the lashes. Generally speaking, during the summertime when I'm trying to get ready quickly, when I'm on weekend trips or our annual family vacation where we're gone for over a week, I always rely on my shadow sticks. I absolutely love them. I'm a huge fan of the one and done eyeshadow looks. I have done those for years. I won't go into too many details about these specific colors and brands that I have in my hand. I have tons of them. I have Charlotte Tilbury, Bobbi Brown, IT Cosmetics. I have Laura Mercier. I have other brands. I'm going to do a video of my favorite one and done type of formulas and colors, so be on the lookout for that. But I just wanted to grab a couple to show you the products. They're the twist up ones. The Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleons, you do have to sharpen. They're more of like a jumbo pencil, but the other ones are twist and easy to go. Just scribble it on your eye, blend it with your finger, and mascara, and done. So I love a good shadow stick, and I rely on these so much during the summertime. The next thing that is kind of in line with the eyeshadow looks, one and done, I do like a cream shadow. I wore this one yesterday, and it's so, so pretty. The formula, I just grabbed one out of my collection. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. This one specifically is in the Pillow Talk shade, which looks so pretty, and I'll show you up close. It's a beautiful kind of pinky with a bit of a rusty kind of tone to it. It's not too warm, but it's not too pink where it looks kind of sickly. It's a nice moussey texture. It goes on so smooth and beautiful, and it stays in place, which is super important for the summertime. I also like to reinforce every eyeshadow look, and I guess I should have shown this to you first. It's my MAC paint pot. This one specifically is called Painterly. This one helps sort of cancel out any veining or any discoloration on my eyelids. This one is more of a light, soft, like pinky base to it. And I do like this. It's more cool tone, so it doesn't really interfere too much with whatever I put on top of it. I like how this sort of cancels everything out, so if I do something thin and light on my eyes, it's fine. If I choose to just do this in mascara and liner, that's okay too, because it just looks more perfected, and that's the beauty of these. Now, they do have some options that are shimmering that you could get with colors that could also double as your eyeshadow look for the day. So it's kind of neat because it helps with creasing, but then it also gives you the color of an eyeshadow, and it's a quick wash of color and you're out the door. But I always do every look with this. It doesn't matter if it's a cream, a stick, or a full palette that I'm using multiple shades. I always start with this. So this should have been first before those cream shadows, but we're kind of doing things a little backwards here. It's okay. I think summertime is one of those times where if you don't like waterproof mascaras, I would steer you towards the tubing mascaras. This one from Tarte, this is the Tartelette tubing mascara, is phenomenal. It gives length, volume, thickness. It fans out the lashes from inner corner to outer corner. It doesn't get clumpy. And the part of the tubing mascara that makes it so interesting is that if it does get wet, if you're out sweating, or if you go to a water park, if you go to an amusement park, or you're somewhere and you happen to get wet in the pool and you get splashed on by other people or your kids or whatnot, it doesn't come off where it's running ink down the face. That's what regular traditional mascaras do. This sort of comes off in like little bits that you can just kind of flake off and move on. So it's easy, because if it does happen to flake, which this one doesn't, it's just like a little, like a fleck that you just have to take off your skin. It's not like ink running down where it actually sticks to your skin and then you have to go wash your face because you have raccoon eyes. That's not going to happen with this. And I can tell you the testament of this because I wore the same exact mascara, not this tube, but this mascara formula when I gave birth to my last baby. He is almost 10 months old, and I wore this during labor, and it didn't move, it didn't flake, and that was a very intense time of my life, and this looked exactly like it did when I applied it before going to the hospital. So it is a phenomenal formulation. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. So I got to zip through some of the rest of the stuff because I want to get to some skincare products, hair care, body care. The next thing that I rely on a lot during the summertime that's an essential is a face palette. And there are many out there. You can get them from the drugstore. You can get them high end. I absolutely love a good face palette. And when I'm trying to get ready quickly, I like having the options just laid out just in one palette. So I have a couple different options in my collection. The one that I'm using today and that I grabbed to show you is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is one of my favorite brands, but I'm showing you this for the concept of a face palette. This one specifically has a highlighter, a bronzer, and 2 blush options. The point of the face palette is that it's all here. So when I'm thinking about getting ready or packing for a trip, this takes care of so many different steps for me, and it's one product and it takes care of a lot of things. So when I'm packing my makeup for a trip or a weekend getaway, it's less product that I have to pack, less bulkiness in my makeup bag or my suitcase, my weekender bag, because it's all housed in one palette. So something like this, I think is important if you want to travel, but you want to pack light, or you just want to have a quick and easy, streamlined process of getting ready every single day. Even if it's not summertime, a face palette is the way to go. Okay, so 2 more makeup products. I'm all about a good glossy lip. I'm a gloss girl to the end of time. But I also don't want a gloss that feels too heavy, too sticky, too just slipping and sliding. I don't want like this oiliness that I feel like is going to slip out of my lip lines and just kind of travel all over the place. So this is what I've been wearing a lot lately. It's the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serums. This one is in the shade called Pink Glow. I have that on today over a lip liner. And the lip liner that I'm using is from Rare Beauty. It's the Kind Words matte lip liner in the shade called Humble. And what I like about this is that it gives me that glossy finish to the lips that I like, that high shine. but it's thick enough where it actually holds onto the lips and stays in place, and it doesn't migrate and move around. It doesn't break down any sort of lip color or lip liner that I have underneath. And I like that there is a subtle kind of minty feel to this. It doesn't sting and burn because I don't like plumpers that do that. But I do like the range of options and colors that you can choose from. And I have one that has a bit of shimmer and it's called Bare Glow. That one is absolutely beautiful. And it's another good option as well because it has a little bit of pigment. So it kind of gives me that gloss and that color without being too fussy and difficult. The last makeup product that I have to have, especially in the summertime, is a good setting spray. My personal favorite is from Charlotte Tilbury. I have a few of these in my collection and I plan on taking mine with me on travel this summer. I can't be without. I'm almost done with this bottle here and I'll show you how much I have left. Very small amount, and I'm actually going to end up finishing this up before the summer's over for sure. This sort of helps set and lock everything into place and nothing moves, nothing. It just takes that powderiness away. If you use powder for your makeup routine, it locks everything in. It kind of seals in all those layers of powder, blush, highlight. Everything just kind of looks more perfected. And the best part is that it stays in place and it doesn't dry out the skin. And it doesn't make the skin excessively dewy, and it doesn't completely mattify. It's one kind of right in the center, and it just kind of hits all the marks for me personally of setting my makeup, not making me feel dry, not making me look greasy and oily. So it is phenomenal, and everything positive that you read about this is absolutely true. It is the best. Okay, so now we get to talk about some skincare products. So as I mentioned before in the beginning of the video, summertime means more time outdoors, just being out in the sun. And sometimes, for me, speaking personally with my experience, when I'm out in the sun, I do feel like my skin is a little bit drier. My makeup doesn't look the best, especially if I've gotten some extra sun and I have a bit of rosiness or even a sunburn, which I did have over Memorial Day weekend. My skin was burnt and I could not even believe that that happened or that I let that happen. But I did double up on this specific ingredient, and I'm talking about a hyaluronic acid serum. I think that all skin types can do hyaluronic acid. Even if you are oily and you think anything with extra moisture is not going to be good, I think that hyaluronic acid is a great ingredient for anybody to use. I do enjoy it when it's included in a makeup product, but I like this serum. This one specifically is from Good Molecules. It doesn't have to be this brand. I'm just showing you this product because this is the one I'm using, and also because of the ingredient and what it does. So hyaluronic acid draws in moisture and locks it into place. So when you cleanse your skin and you pat your skin dry, you are actually in that process of drying your skin and going and getting your skincare products, your serums, your eye creams. You are actually losing moisture to the skin, and you want to kind of trap in the moisture and lock everything into place, because moisturized skin, hydrated skin just looks more youthful. It looks more plump, more juicy. And the fine lines and wrinkles are a little bit more diminished when your skin is hydrated. If your skin is dry, it's going to accentuate those imperfections. And it's part of the aging process to have fine lines and wrinkles. I have a few on my forehead. I have some around my eyes, and it's just part of aging, and that is okay. But I think it's important to hydrate my skin, especially after being outside. So hyaluronic acid serum, like I said, it's one that anybody can use. So this is something that you would use after cleansing. So you cleanse, you pat your face dry, and then you go immediately into this to really lock in that moisture before you have that moisture loss in the skin. So this one does feel a little bit tacky when you apply it, but you can follow this with your favorite serums or your favorite moisturizer and eye cream. And it says on the back to let it absorb for 30 seconds before proceeding to the next step of your routine. So this is something that can be implemented into any routine, whether it's a full 15-step or whether it's a 2-step cleanse and moisturize, you can fit this in. And it's really inexpensive. The price, I think it's $6, $6 maybe even to $10, somewhere around $6 to $10. It's really inexpensive. And I got mine at Ulta, but you can also get it online and also through the Good Molecules website. The next thing for body care and kind of in line with skincare is cocoa butter. I love using cocoa butter year-round, especially in the summertime. My husband is a huge fan of shea butter, so we have both options here at home that we use. And I have this one from Vaseline, and it smells really great. But what I like about this is that it provides an intense level of hydration. It says 48-hour moisture, intensive care, hydration, prevents dryness. And that is absolutely true. So I will load up on this, especially like on the tops of the shoulder. I recently was outside and I got a little bit of sun on my knees, which is kind of weird, but it was because I was sitting in a chair with shorts on. So I take this and put extra on my knees, and I just really like how it hydrates the skin without feeling sticky, without feeling greasy, without making me feel like my skin is sticking to the sheets at night, or putting this on, getting dressed and going outside and feeling just gross and just nasty. It's a really good formula and I do enjoy it, but the whole point is the cocoa butter aspect. It's super important to have a thicker moisturizer to use. I like to use this at night just because I like to lather myself before going to bed and going to sleep with a lot of moisture on so my skin does not get dry. Okay, so now we get to talk about the final category, which is hair. I'm not a big hair person. I cut my hair, I think a few weeks back. Haven't really enjoyed it too much just because things have been a little bit crazy. Very unexpected things happened recently in my life, and so I'm not really doing my hair often. But my hair length right now barely touches my collarbone, and I did recently color it, and that's why it's up, because I kind of still need to get some more staining off of my scalp. I color my hair at home. I use a Madison Reed color, and it's a very vibrant red shade. And with that comes a high maintenance. It fades quickly, and sometimes the sun does affect hair, whether it's red tones, whether it's brunettes, blondes. The sun does affect your hair and causes it to fade and makes your hair drier. So I like to add back in that hydration, and I typically tend to do this mostly at night, but there are certain things that I will do during the daytime when I'm getting ready to start my day, and I will start with those products. It's leave-in hydration, leave-in moisturizers. I have two. This one is from Ceremonia, and it is almost empty. This is the Guava leave-in conditioner, and I did recently order from Sephora some more hair products from this brand because I do enjoy it, and I restocked some of my makeup products that I finished. So I really enjoy this, and you'll see this again in my empties video that I'm going to be filming here pretty soon. But this is a repair cream with deep hydration. I like to take this on my hands and kind of finger comb my hair, pretty much sticking to the majority of it and staying away from my roots as much as I can, because I don't want to overpower my roots, just because personally my hair is very thin and very fine. The other leave-in is from Briogeo. This is the Superfoods 3-in-1 with avocado and kiwis. And I like this one. I've used probably about a quart of it, and I will take 2, maybe 3 spritzes of this in my hand. I have done it directly into my actual hair, but I feel like it doesn't really spread very evenly just because it is more of a kind of thicker cream. So applying it to my hand, kind of working it through the hair, kind of also helps in the morning time because I do wash my hair at night. So when I wake up, my hair has air dried and it looks a little bit kind of crazy from sleeping. And having something like this, kind of, I can just rake my fingers through my hair and kind of give it a more polished look, but also add in some moisture. So I really do enjoy this. And I also use this on my 4-year-old daughter, and she likes it. My 2-year-old daughter, not so much, because I mean, I do just a tiny bit because she, you know, she's there when we're doing the hair to go out, but my daughter, who's 4, she has curls, and so I like using this in her hair, and it smells really good. So the last thing is some argan. This is the Moroccan oil. This is from the OGX brand that you can get at Target, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, drugstore brand, and I do enjoy it. I personally do love the Moroccan oil that you get at Sephora, and I think Ulta has it. I normally get it through Sephora. And this was kind of like a drugstore option to that I wanted to try. And I've honestly gone through a couple bottles of this drugstore brand, and it is actually really good. And it does smell so good, and it adds a lot of hydration. It's an oil, so it's going to leave the hair oily if you use a lot. So when I used to do my buns all the way, like my mom bun on the top of my hair, I used to put this in my hair and brush it out and then do my mom bun, which is pretty much my hairstyle that you've seen, I don't know, for the last couple years, just up out of my face. And I always do Moroccan oil before putting it up in a bun. So I still do use this with my very short hair now, but I just kind of keep it to the ends or just at night before going to bed. So when I wake up in the morning, my hair is air dried, it's more hydrated, it's softer, and it smells so, it smells really, really good. And I absolutely love this. And to be honest, I feel like this works just as good as the Moroccan oil. I don't feel like I have to rush out to buy Moroccan oil and spend that price point, although it's phenomenal and I absolutely love their products. But if I couldn't get it, if it was sold out and I went to this, I would be okay. And it does the same exact thing, and it, you know, my hair doesn't know the difference. It's just Moroccan oil and it's really, really good. We are done. I've been talking for a long time. These are my summer must-haves, from makeup to skincare, body care, hair care, everything that I have to use during the summertime, especially to make my skin look better, to make my makeup look better, to make my body skin better. And I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that you gathered something new to try, maybe some tips along the way that are going to be helpful for you. If you have your favorites, please, by all means, share with me in the comments. I love hearing from you guys, and you guys are absolutely incredible. Share your favorites, skincare, hair care, makeup, whatever, SPF, whatever you enjoy using for the summer. Please share with me down below in the comment section. Don't forget to expand the description box because I'm going to list everything down below, and the colors of the complexion type of products that I mentioned today will be listed as well. And you can follow me on Instagram. It's always on the screen here. We can chat, be friends there, and you can kind of tune in to my life off camera that I share from time to time on Insta stories. So hopefully we'll connect there. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And I hope you guys are having a great summer so far. Take care, you guys, and we'll talk very soon. Bye-bye.